when you identify the fear, how do you deal with it? Just like I said, every other person that has spoken has already made, a lot of, fascinating contributions to this topic. So so that I wouldn't waste so much time, I'll just, give in my 2 cents. So, first off, how to deal with it is what we do is we do breathing exercise. There's what we call breathing exercise. So no matter how, it helps like magic. So when you start feeling your impulse, when you start feeling your pulse rate increasing rapidly, first of all, in fact, if it's possible, I would want us to do this practically. Everybody on the live. So everybody should just say, if you do it, let's do it together. If you do it, just type on the comment section that you've done it and tell us how you feel after doing it. So together, we are going to do this. If it's okay with Chege's permission, right? If it's okay with you, I would want us to carry out this exercise. All right. All right. Thank you, Ma. Thank you. So, together, let's do this. We're going to do it 3 times. So we're taking a deep breath. You just follow my lead. We're taking a deep breath, and then we breathe out. So let's do it 3 times. So let's go just follow my command. 1, 2, 3, go. Breathe in. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe in. In. Out. One more time. Breathe in.
You won't kill someone.
All right, let's go again. Let's go. This is the second one. Breathe in. 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 Out. Then the last one. Let's try it for the last time. All right, breathe in. 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 Out. All right. So you can tell me how you feel about it, right? If you tried it, you can tell me how you feel about it. Yeah. So you see, it's really not something so huge, but the impact is very, very significant. Yeah, the impact is
magic.
I got this. I can do it. Take a deep breath 3 times. Just take a deep breath, breathe out. Take a deep breath, breathe out. Take a deep breath, breathe out. And always meditate 5 minutes or 10 minutes before you face the crowd. Have that quiet time with yourself. Don't talk to anybody. Close your eyes. Just meditate. Meditation has a way of building confidence. It makes you supernatural. Like it lifts you above the human realm. It's spiritual.
Yes.
So when you see monks, So when you see monks meditating, they live by meditating. So when you see them doing that, you think they don't know what they're doing. So meditation, it helps you. It takes you away from the physical. It takes you away from, the physical realm. It keeps your mind, way above every other person's own, right? So minutes before you get on stage to present, always have that alone time with yourself. All right. Another thing again is your dressing. Remember I said anxiety comes with the fear of the unknown. So you could be scared, am I even presentable? Are you sure I'm presentable? Hey God, this is my dress, this is my shoe. Are you sure this shoe? Maybe that's the only shoe you have and you've been using it for years and everybody probably already know you with that particular kind of shoe. So I'm just speculating, right? I'm just drawing examples, right? So probably you're scared. You had wanted to get a very beautiful shoe for that presentation and all of a sudden the money did not come and you're stuck with that only shoe you've been used to. So now you are panicked about it. You don't know how these people will react when they look at your shoe. Somebody may just look at your shoe and start laughing, right? So, and then it gets you confused. By the time your eye gets in contact with that person's own, you are confused already. You're thrown off balance. So first of all, you must be confident with whatever you're putting on. Understand where you're going to and what you're presenting, the kind of community you're presenting it to. Dressing is very important. So remember, people say, there's an adage that says you are dressed the way you dress, right? So dressing gives you a lot of confidence. It gives you, just make sure you are dressed in the way you feel. In fact, your most confident dress, just put it on that day. Dress so good. Like, it must not be so wild. It must not be so, good, right? It gives you another level of confidence. Another thing is always prepare beforehand. I, for one, I have this ability to work. Like if I have something to do, let's say if I'm given a task, if it's not, I meet deadlines. Like if I have something to do in the next 24 hours, I may not start doing it on time. Let's say if I have like 10 hours to go or 5 hours to go, I will still do it very beautifully well and still submit and still meet the deadline. And I'll still come out. I've always been doing it, right from when I was in school, throughout my first degree, second degree, and stuff like that. So, but it doesn't work for everybody, right? It doesn't work for everybody. So, first of all, just like Zadie said, you must find your strength, know where your strength is. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good, but you just know how to use it. You just have to look for your strength, know where to channel it, and then the sky is your starting point. So I wish you all the best, Chantel. Trust me, just like every other person has said, you are good at what you are doing currently, and you are the best. The world awaits you. The universe is yours to conquer. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you, Vic. And if I must chip in what Vic just said here, please, Chantel, if you have a Ramboba, please wear it to your presentation. If you have any Nigerian attire, wear it, tie your scarf, look unique. You just heard me when I said make yourself unique. I'm not telling you to be me, but the presentation I made, the speech I made when I was having the conference meeting, I purposely chose to wear native. I packed my native to UK, and that was what I put on, and that was what they were even admiring my clothes. I chose it because I didn't just want to appear exactly like them, wearing the normal beautiful maybe jeans or English wear. I purposely chose to look African. But I mean, do what works best for you anyway. Okay, at the end of the day. So Vera, Jeffrey, thank you so much. We're ending by 8 o'clock, so we are now running with time. Vera, thank you so much. Let's hear you speak. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, good evening, sis, and good evening, everybody, all the panelists and the people in the FYP and everyone. Yeah,
nice. My
thank you for having me this topic a lot, and I'm glad that it actually went to the point that at least somebody could actually share her experience, and we're able to to talk from that point to in order for it to resonate with other people. Yeah, so of course we've all heard the causes of anxiety. Although I wouldn't want to be negative, but although unfortunately some of them could be genetics in the sense that you can't really do anything about it. It's just there, it's due to maybe family history and all those things. Yeah, you kind of just inherited it. So, but the good news is that it is manageable. It is manageable. And I know a lot of people here, have already also highlighted, ways that you can actually, help it. It is indeed, manageable. Of course, there are other ways as well that other things that can actually cause anxiety, which could be, your chemistry imbalances. Okay, and again, it is something that is out of your control. All right, but on the other side, on the good side, on the good note is that it also can be, treated, especially with medications and all those. All right. So in that case, it depends on what actually if you can point to what actually causes your particular anxiety, then you know which way to go, either to use all the exercises, the breathing exercises, or talking to people, or talking in front of the mirror, or even seeking for professional advice, or going on medication, depending on what causes your anxiety. Right? Because it has to do with all those imbalances in your neural transmitters. You may actually need help with medication to take care of those, all right, in order to balance it. And then I think a lot of people also mentioned that your environment could actually add to that as well, because if you put yourself in a situation or in an environment that is filled with trauma and exposure to negativity, there is actually a little chance not to become anxious. right? So to take care of that, you just you change the environment, you know. Thank God we are not static. We are not just we are human beings, you know, and we have the willpower, you know, to do and undo. Like if you happen to be in an environment that you know that this thing is not working for you, or you feel very very uh, um, you feel you can actually feel the negativity around, you know. For example, maybe you are somebody who was raised, you know, in a moderate home where, for example, everybody is always happy no matter what no matter what they have on the table. They might not be rich, they might not be, you know, well to do, but you can still see that they are very very happy. So, and then if you now happen to be in an environment where no matter, you know, what anybody does, you still feel that negativity around them, you move. All right. um and of
Exactly.
course we've heard about, you know, substance, you know, abuses, you know, which substance abuses doesn't just have to be drugs or, you know, alcohol, you know. It could be things as, you know, as as simple as your coffee, you know. You especially for a lot of us who are fortunate to have left our home, and then we are now here in the cold region, and we say, okay, the first thing people offer you, instead of to offer you water, to offer you correct eba or pandedium or anything, they offer you tea and coffee. And you, because you want to act like them, you want to you know,
Hey,
to
coffee.
belong, you're like, okay, tea or coffee please. Meanwhile, not everybody that you know, that coffee is actually good for. So you should think if that could be the reason why you're having this thing. But I'm not saying it's in your own you know, your own situation, but that it's also a factor. And of course, personality, which a lot of us have actually, you know, emphasized, and that cannot be overemphasized enough, because if your personality is the type that you are always very very you are very very vulnerable. It could be with, maybe due to the experiences that you had, you know, earlier on, or the experiences that you had maybe while growing up, or from any other environment that you grew up in. It could actually affect you, right? So if it's that, if that's the case, then you probably would need, you know, to talk to, you know, a development, you know. And of course, you know, the good thing about all these things is, I remember when I'm a Catholic, okay, and even though I was very very young, I remember that part when you are during the mass where you say the Lord's prayer, and the priest, you know, says his own part where he says, "Deliver us from anxiety." That part, I always stress it so much. In fact, to the extent that I memorized it to be able to say it with the priest, because I think very very when I was very young, I understood, even though I did not understand the extent of how it can actually, you know, destroy somebody. I understood that for them to be, you know, stressing that, you know, at the mass every single day or every other time you go to mass, it has to be something that he needs to be prayed for. And I remember when I just came to Ireland, which was in 2010, I did have you know, a little experience where I met with a priest. And you'll be very very, you'll be like, I married my husband very late, late in age, and had my children in very quick succession. But I remember, when I came, I had my child, my first son, and then the second son came so fast. And this was because I happened to be in an environment after I had my first son. He was 4 months old, and I happened to be in an environment where I saw this woman who had two beautiful, you know, what we used to call Africans, but now misraised, you know, children, and they were so beautiful. And there is no way you can tell anybody that those girls are not twins. And I only admired them because I love twins. And I was like, oh, the twins are so beautiful. And the woman said, oh, no, they are not twins. I said, okay, they are not twins. How do you mean? And she told me that she had them in the same year. And I tell you, um, I couldn't just get my hand, wrap my head around this. I was like, how? Like, she said she had one in January and the other one in November. So in my head,
It happens.
yes, I took that thing to so personal, to the extent that I started calculating. I was like, wait, when did this woman start meeting her husband? Oh my God, she must be this, she must be that. Like, as a human being, I believe that I brought that woman, I crucified her on my own cross, right? And then, it hit me so hard. And this time I became, even though while I was, at that, gathering, and like I said, I crucified this woman on my own altar, on my own cross. I never said it out, but in my mind I was like, hey, check, this woman said now, wow. Meanwhile, my own happened to me, and I couldn't forgive myself for bashing another woman, and this is me, facing the same thing. So somehow I almost became depressed because I became very, very, embarrassed about my situation and everything. It got to a point. My husband had to, invite a priest friend. He's an Irishman. The only thing that he told me then was, Vera, he told me that, listen, this is a blessing. I was like, this man does not understand blessing. Like, how am I going to, hold this small kid and another one and to look like they are twins? He said, no, this is what they call Irish twins. But it never made any sense to me because I condemned myself. I started regretting. I started wishing that I could take back whatever I did, to that woman. But eventually he made mention of something, and that was what actually brought me out of that, situation. And he said, Vera, because I think he kept coming to see me, to talk to me, and then to make sure that, I understand that this is a blessing. Like, a lot of people get married for so many years and they don't have children, and my own is coming in quick succession. And then he said, Vera, I'm going to be very, very, very angry with you if you let this get into anxiety. And then I remember the prayer that has been said at the matter. I was like, okay, anxiety is something that, when God help us, when you get into it, it's very hard to get out of. So I didn't understood the magnitude of, what anxiety was. And I started advising myself immediately. And that was how I came out of, that. And to the glory of God, I actually named that child, the work of God, because I had to accept that this was the work of God. But I had to forgive myself. I had to, pray for forgiveness, ask for the woman, even though she never knew I sinned against her, ask for her forgiveness. So what I'm trying, why did I bring this? It could actually be something that has to do with you, right? You need to get yourself out of that situation. You need to be able to forgive yourself at every given point in time. If you made a mistake, forgive yourself first, because everything that happens to every human being actually comes from us, from within you. So if you can begin to work on from within you, you'll be able to, to take care of this. And you've listened to all the advices. You see, when I was actually gifting, I was actually gifting everybody that was in the box, because they were actually, hitting the nail on the head. They were really hitting the nail on the head, because yes, they said it all. Take it with, as if you had, something on a platter of gold, and work on it. And I don't know if you have even listened to yourself speak, because you have this commanding, voice. I don't know if you know that for yourself, but maybe you should record yourself and play it for yourself and see how blessed you are, and see how come to think of it, right? I don't know how you got to Netherlands, right? But to think that you are an international student in Netherlands and you are truly going to school, because some people will travel with education, visa, and they will never go to the school. But to think that you are able to get yourself there and you are truly going to school, you are an exceptional human being, right? So you should hold that for yourself. You should, if you wake up in the morning or at any point in time, do this exercise of patting yourself on the back, and then tell yourself that, Chantal, look, you are supernatural, and you should, take that for yourself before you go out there, to present. So thank you so much, Sister Shege, for giving me the opportunity, and each and every one for your contributions.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Chantel, aren't you lucky on this program? It's like the program is now meant for Chantel, surprisingly and shockingly. Chantel, I would rather say consider yourself blessed, because everybody is now rallying around you, trying to help you out, showing you love. So we're showing you love, but I will love it if you love yourself more, and I believe you can do it. You can do it. Thank you so much. All right, let's just benefits of training program / networking to support women. I mentioned this one because of what? Number one, we talked about bad marriage, what bad marriage can do. It can cause you anxiety. It can cause a depression. It can take your life, right? So, like we rightfully said here, and Zadi mentioned, When you're in a attack, anxiety, depression, everything, what are you still doing there? Now, when it comes to marriage, a very, very horrible marriage, you know you cannot network. You can't excel in anything. No matter what that thing is, you can't excel in it. Even if you are working while you are in that marriage, you can't even do better in your job. Like I said, if it's something that is going to take your life, I would rather tell you quit. Zaddy said it also, walk away. Quit so that you can excel. Because the number one thing with all these things we just mentioned here on how to manage anxiety or how to stop anxiety or how to see anxiety on time before it gets to you, that's why Zaddy told Chantel, if you have friends, one or two you can at least work with, gather them, do your project, rehearse with them, present before them, let them criticize you. That is networking going on right there. So I am bringing network into whosoever that is passing through anxiety and you're looking for a way to come out of that anxiety. One of another beautiful way is networking. Join any networking program you know. Any network, whether real estate network, whether a network that talks about health, any network, whether, okay, for example, this program right here, Resilient Roses, is a network. We are connecting, we're networking, we're empowering ourselves, we're learning from each other. So find any support group, any networking group, and be there. And of course, training programs. Look for any skill. We are talking about coming out of anxiety, isn't it? Look for any skill of yours you can focus on. Focus on any skill, anything you are good at. Even if you're not good at that thing, just learn. There are so many skills online, there are so many ones offline. As you are learning those skills, trying to get to know them, of course, to make a living out of them, you are also networking. These are the things that can take your mind gradually off anxiety. Then for those in that bad marriage, there are some horrible marriages that the man wins. You quit. Remember, this life is but once. Live for you. If you have children, live for you and your children. It's not worth dying for. Nothing is worth dying for in this world. No one has the right to take another person's life. No, you don't have. That's right. Whether you are the husband or the wife, you simply do not have that right to take a life. So I still do not understand why many choose to die and see themselves as a big honor dying in the hands of a man that is saying, please quit. Then for those of you who are still there, you are having panic attack, something doing, learn a skill, network. It will take your mind off that, because networking and learning a skill is more of part of exercising, even though exercise is a totally different thing altogether. But anything that can keep you busy and grounded and take your mind off that anxiety issue will help you. So let's round up with this, okay? I don't know, Victoria, if you can talk. Do you believe we have future benefits on training programs / networking to support women empowerment and take their minds off anxiety at this time? If Victoria can actually speak, because I know she's busy. Victoria, can you? I know she's
Oh, I
quite
can.
busy. Oh, please.
Can you
Okay,
hear
go
me?
ahead, darling. Yeah, I can
Okay,
hear
my
you.
internet
I
is
believe we
working.
all.
There are
Yeah.
so many
So please
groups
tell us.
and
Yeah.
there are so many groups and organizations that you can join that can help you, not only just work with the issues you're dealing with, but also empower you economically as well. But it's also important that whichever group you choose to network with are people who will uphold you, help you, and not people who will give you more stress as well. So if you join an organization and they're not helping you be a better person or helping you, with your situation, then you need to. So be very intentional
Yeah.
about the groups or networks that
Exactly.
you reach out to join. Do not go and give yourself more stress than unnecessary. Look up if you go online. There's so many organizations you can join. Even on Facebook, social media, there's so many organizations. Chige just started this one, and you see how it's making such an impact in our lives. So look for groups like this and join, and hopefully that will help you with your healing process and making you a better version of yourself. Right on,
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Victoria. God bless you. Let's have Abiodu speak on this networking issue. You heard Victoria. She is very right. If you are looking for any group, please look for a supporting group that actually will support you, not the ones that will judge you, because there are so many groups out there that are not what it seems to be, that might be judgmental. So be careful, select the group or select the network program you want to be part of and join it. So Abiodo, let's hear you speak while I'm bringing Fasisa up. Please go ahead. Hello, can Abiodo hear us? Is she still there? All right, if she's not there, please, Zadi, let's hear from you. Zadi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, please enlighten on the network and training programs that women needs to join to support them. And of course, every other person who is passing through anxiety, like male folks as well.
Okay. When we talk about networking, right, it's what is the focus of the network. It's not an issue, it's not the one that every Tom, Dick, or Harry wants to be part and parcel of, right?
No,
So
no, no.
that's the
No. There's one thing about network. Even every Tom, Dick, and Harry in it. If it's something that can fetch you money, if it's something is good, that is actually working, it's a network. I'm talking about both network, business networking, and of course, groups groups that supports mental health group. I'm just talking about general networking, whichever one
yeah,
is.
I agree. I understand. So the where I wanted to land would have been when I say Tom, Dick, or Harry, Chege, would you be in a network? Would you be in a group where they say they are looking out for the welfare of the less privileged, and yet when the money comes in, they use it for something else? So that's where I was trying to go. Not
Oh
everyone
no.
that every person just joins in, right? So what is your niche? What do you intend to gain? What is your focus for joining the network? Or let's turn it this way. What is the how would I put this word now? I'm trying to think of the word. God, why is this word running out of my head? Let me use this word loosely. What is the agenda of that team, that networking body you want to join? Okay, exactly. So if you are in that, would you want to continue in a networking?
No.
That's where I'm going. So we need to know what we want to do, what we want to attain or achieve in a group that we are going into as for networking, right? Would you be a musician and then you want to be in a network of engineers who are not discussing music, who are not discussing bringing you up to stage to sing? The essence of networking is to improve you on a particular aspect of life. It can improve your spiritual aspect of life if you network with prayer. You join the Prayer Warriors networking gang group. It can improve. You can improve on your finances if you join a network of persons who are into finances. They want to contribute money to raise something for their well-being. It could be a network of persons who just come to drink beer. You see them everywhere. We are drinking beer. Even in heaven, there is no beer. On earth, we are drinking beer. Well, my friend is laughing. Sorry. Do you get? So I think it is the focus of the group that is very paramount. Now, let's not get it twisted. Networking dependent on the sole purpose is very important. If you don't build persons, then you may not have where to run to when it is raining. That is the essence of what network should be. My thinking. Chege,
you should have a network of actors and actresses, right? What is your focus? Let's see how much you can create more films that will better the lot of the Nigerians' history and also put finances in our pockets. If I come in there without nothing, how much? What will I gain? I don't act. I am now in actress and actor a network group. What am I doing there? So networking is the sole purpose for which you want to achieve a particular thing. I'm a member of a Society of Petroleum Engineers. Okay, should a psychologist come and be a member of a society of network with Society of Petroleum Engineers? The answer may be yes, dependent on what that psychologist intend to gain. So as networkers or persons who want to go into a network, we need to appreciate the agenda. Why am I forgetting the word I want to use? Let me still use the word agenda. We are using the agenda, the sole purpose. I think that would be better. The sole purpose of objective is the word. Thank you. The objective of the networking group. So if your objective is not in sync with yours, by all means, you shouldn't be there, because you just be there as a floating person, and then you begin to feel neglected. Chege, don't enter. When I came for my master's, this is a little aside, but I'm trying to coin it in. When I came for my master's, most respectfully, I did it in the UK. Yeah, I was in the class.
Okay.
And then the lecturer was teaching. I wasn't hearing anything because of his accent. So if I want to be part and parcel of a network that himself and his colleagues are, to a great extent, right? Don't you think I will slow them down because I'll always be asking, excuse me, can you say again? Can you come again? Can you say again? Right? So I think it is the objective. I'm still running around that. I think it is the objective. It is very core. It is very important if you can get a networking group, not be MMMO, a networking group that will help
not that one, no.
build yourself. And please, when you're doing that, you need to also screen the persons who are joining the network, so that you don't bring in somebody whose sole purpose is just to gain. Take, for instance, a network of individuals who are into contribution. Yoruba people call it ajo.
Otuniko in Igbo.
Hey,
Otuniko.
English. Hey, Chinekele. Hey. So you are now part and parcel of that group, and then one person or two persons have the sole aim of just, when they collect their own share, they run. Or a network of persons where others hoard information, hoard ideas, only for a few people to be bringing out ideas, and every person is benefiting from it. So it's the objective and what you intend to gain out of the group. Otherwise, networking is very important. In fact, even in our present day Nigeria, it is the best thing to even do now.
Yeah, it is.
To network now. Else, and I never see Baba Blue yet, though. Bulubla. Things are coming. Let me not be negative. Let's try to be positive. But honesty, right now, we need ourselves. We need ourselves more. We need to. Let's even forget networking in terms of, let's reduce the issue of networking in terms of financial gains. And also let's begin to look at networking in terms of emotional upliftment. Because at times, you even have the money, since you can't buy anything, you're discussing with people who can come together and say, oh boy, don't worry, this thing is going to be fine. People who give you that emotional support is also very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. God bless you, Sadi. Thank you so much. All right. It's already 8 o'clock. Vic or Lisa, just briefly, at least 2 minutes, okay? Just put in something, 2 minutes.
All right. Thank you so much, Chege. Thank you, Zadi. Thank you to everyone who's contributed so far. You've actually said almost everything, but one important aspect of networking is purpose. Just like you've said, objective, just like you've pointed out. These are very, very important and pertinent questions we must ask ourselves. I, for one, am a firm believer of is it a long-term goal? Is it a short-term goal? How long am I going to do this for? What are the possible challenges that may come out of networking with these certain type of persons? Like minds work together, birds of the same feathers flock together. So if you're networking with people, you must know that whatever they have working for them will rub off on you, whether positive or negative. So if you're networking with women who are empowering women, obviously you're going to become women champion. You're going to champion positive change for women. And if you find yourself in a network of women who are, looking for a way to, bring other women down or bring other men down, most definitely it's going to rub off on you. So first off, you must ask yourself, what is the sole purpose of this, this group of persons I'm about to network with? What are the long-term goal? What are the short-term goal? What are the possible blowbacks, if there are any, that could come out of networking with them? So just like every other person has said, it's all about you finding yourself. And if you see yourself in somebody else that is good, of course, you bring the person in. So that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me today. God bless each and every one of us.
Bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. At the end of the day, please, all of us, do not join anyone that will not benefit you mentally. Do not join anyone that will bring you down, because there are so many groups. There are good ones, there are bad ones. So like you heard me, I said, don't join anyone that is judgmental. That's not what you need when you're already facing anxiety. You are trying to come out of it. Then while we're looking for the good ones to elevate our mental health and, start living right, definitely you work to make a living. You will still work to make a living. So if it's your job, focus on your job. If it's not your job, you want to go into network in business form, please join anyone that you know is authentic and very good, because at the end of the day, you need to make a living. Anxiety, people are facing it, but here in Nigeria, our own anxiety is real as well. I'm not saying that it's real, but there's this adage in the Igbo na say akunu esi obi ike. So one of us pointed out it could be anxiety of lack of money, not having something to eat at home. You can imagine when you have the money in your pocket to be able to afford that food. I'm talking about we down here in Nigeria. If you can afford that food and that lack in your house, maybe you are not able to pay your children's school fees, and at the end of the day, you manage to get a job that can put food on your table and pay your children's school fees, I believe that anxiety will gradually step away from your life. So whichever support group or whichever networking group or whichever skill you want to learn, please go ahead, but remember the one that will benefit you. That's all I have to say. And I have to bring it, Corinne, one of us, she wanted to come up, but she told me that she's not mentally stable to come up, even though she was watching. So Colin, myself and together with all of us here are extending our love to you. We want you to be strong and back again, okay? No matter what the issue is, I believe this topic of today will be able to lift your spirit up. And just know it that we got you here. I mean, all of us are one family in this community. So whatever it is you are passing through, may God see you through, and we love you. And I pray that everything works out better, okay? Thank you so much as always. And of course, the rest of us here, Chantel, aren't you a lucky chap in our midst? Count yourself lucky. So from now onward, Chantel, begin to count your blessings. Everybody loves you. Everybody contributed for your sake. Everybody wants to chip in their own opinion and make sure that you move ahead in life. And like I told you, and like all of us said, you have that warrior in you, that champion in you. So just fly, let your wings spread, okay? Fly, you're already there. Zadi, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. Vic, Olisa, God bless you. So we're going to round up now. And our next program, as always, is coming up on Wednesday. as always, on Wednesday from 5 p.m. So once again, everybody, thank you so much, both the new ones and our old ones. I really, really appreciate all of you and all our gifters in their house. God bless all of you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I have to say good night. And for those of you outside the country, I don't know where you are, but have a great day or have a great night. Bye, everyone.